Hi, you're face to face with Shell. I hope everyone's doing okay out there. I'm going to continue with the series Comments and Stares. Now, I have a few notes in front of me, so if you see my eyes going down, that's all I'm doing. I'm just checking that I'm telling you everything that I want to tell you, so I'm sorry if my eyes go down now and again. When you have a visible difference, it's hard for people to realise that this isn't anything that you asked for, whether it was something that you were born with or something that happened to you throughout your life. They sometimes forget that. I mean, it's like, why would we want something like this for people like you to make comments and stares at us? And it can be really difficult to deal with, and it can be very difficult to challenge people, to say things to them, back to them. Sometimes it is best to walk away. There are some people who will say things to you just to get a reaction, and it is just better to walk away from these people. The situation isn't going to get any better. It's a reflection of themselves and their insecurities, nothing to do with you, doesn't define you at all, your visible difference. They have no idea what you've gone through, and these people, they're just not worth conversing with or wasting your energy on. You just walk away from these people. But there will be instances when you think, do you know what? No, I'm going to say something, or I'm going to react back, because I just think, no, I've had enough today. And you will get days like that. And you'll get days that'll just run off your back and you think, whatever, let them say and do whatever they want. This can be really hard, and especially if you're at the start of your burn journey, to say something to someone, it can be hard. And I'm not, I've been there, but I'm 30 odd years into my burn journey now, so you might be sitting thinking, oh, it's okay for her, I'm just at the start. So just walk away, or, try to ignore it. And as I said, it can be very, very hard. But I do remember my mum and I wasn't long discharged from hospital, so I was only months into my burn journey, and I'd had physiotherapy at the hospital, and we were sitting in a waiting room waiting for a lift to go back home, and there was these people sitting not too far away from us, and they were sort of nudging each other and saying, look at her. And I just had enough this day, and I just turned to my mum in a really loud voice and I went, look at them! And they hadn't a clue what to do with themselves. They were like, oh no, we're sitting in a waiting room and there's nowhere we can really go, and this girl just basically called us out. Yeah, I know people's going to stare, but do you really have to nudge your friends and tell them, oh, look at her? No, I don't think so. And this is why I'm doing these videos as well. It's for education as well. We've all said and done things that we shouldn't. I know that, and some things slip out and you think, oh, what did I do there? But it's having an education, or trying to educate people about how people with a visible difference actually feels on a daily basis. I mean, obviously I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, but people have to realise they have no idea what's round the corner for them, for their friends, for their families, and it's just to be mindful of that. I mean, here I was going on holiday, my first holiday abroad. First day, we just arrived in the apartment, it exploded. My cousin and I were burned severely. My gran and her friend were killed in an instant. Life-changing, forever. And some people, I think when they make comments or stare at people, they need to be mindful of what's happened in that person's life. What do they have to deal with on a daily basis? And we don't know what anybody has to deal with. I know that. But when you have a visible difference, it's plain to see you've got something big to deal with all the time. So it's like, do you know what? Try not to make it harder for that person. If you find yourself, you've had a stare, just smile. Can make all the difference. You will choose how you want to deal with things when they arise. I'm just going to try and give you a few pointers on the things that you might want to say or do to help you when these situations do arise. you might get upset, and that's okay. I still get upset sometimes, so don't worry about it. And then there's other times I just laugh. I remember Chris and I, we were walking through a restaurant, and this girl, I mean, she literally choked on her drink because of the way I looked and I was passing her. And I just laughed and loudly says to Chris, did you see her choking because of how I look? Brilliant. And just walked away. It's sometimes how I just deal with things. Sometimes I think I find it hysterical, and sometimes it does get you upset. And again, it just depends on what's happened that day to you, how you're feeling. If another 10 people's made a comment or stared at you, it will just all depend on different circumstances. So here are a few things that you can do if situations like this arise. So somebody has said something to you or stared at you. As I said before, you can just walk away. Then you're giving them no more attention and their behaviour no more attention. Or if you feel like, you know, even sometimes facial expressions, sometimes you just give them, you know, a serious look, as if to say, really? Or you can just raise your eyebrows, kind of the same, just going, really? Or you could even mouth a word, really? Or just frown, you know, and give them a look and then walk away. But at least it's letting them know that you've heard what they're saying or you've seen what they're doing, and hopefully they'll maybe think, ah, okay, right, I shouldn't have done that. You might get an apology, you just never know. So the next ones I'm going to tell you is you might want to write these down and you might want to practice saying them. Not in a shouting voice, but in a sort of forceful voice, a serious voice. And once you've written them down, you might want to keep them with you, you know, so you can reference them. You'll probably have your go-to ones, and again, it will depend on the situation, but I'm going to give you a couple that you could use. So you could look the person dead in the eye and say, do you know what? Your staring is really embarrassing to me. Or, could you please stop staring at me? Or, in a slightly other way, I can see by your stares that you're obviously concerned for my well-being and what's happened to me. Would you like to know more? Would you like to find out what happened to me? Because I don't mind talking about it. Now, this will only work if, obviously, you don't mind talking about it. I've always been really open about what happened, but you might not feel comfortable about it, and that's absolutely fine. Everybody's different. So that one will depend on how comfortable you are about speaking about what's happened to you. You could also say, you wouldn't like these things to be said to you, would you? Or just comes down to your behaviour and your words, these are really hurtful. Do you have any understanding of that? Are you aware that these are hurtful towards me? You will obviously get different reactions. Some people might walk away, or some, job done, no more staring, no more comments. They may just get embarrassed and not say anything, or they might retort back to you. You may even get an apology, who knows, and it's just try it and see. The best thing is, yes, is to walk away and not say anything, because then you don't get more upset, and it's hard, I know it is, but it's good to remind yourself that you are more than this visible difference. And yes, they don't know what you've gone through, and they don't know. In my case, sometimes I felt like screaming at people and saying, you have no idea the initial pain from being in a gas explosion to the years of, you know, been in hospital, physiotherapy, skin grafts, you know, they have no idea. And sometimes, yeah, I did want to scream at them, but obviously I didn't. And it is really hard, and it's very frustrating, it's very, very hurtful. It'd be good if something like this has happened, to go and talk to a friend or family member who knows what you've been through, because it's quite good to talk about things, especially if you've been really upset. And remember, I do have a page on my website that I'll give you other links to other forums for help. So I'll put a link in the description to my website and to the actual page. So never ever think you're alone, because you're not. I'll also put a link to the Dance Fund for Burns website. They do an online chat every Wednesday for anyone who's been affected by a burn injury. It's a brilliant, safe place to interact with other burn survivors. So again, a link will be there if you want to head over there. Again, there's lots of help on their website as well. Don't forget, obviously I have a website as well, as I've said. Head over there, there's lots more information, photographs, etc. Remember, no one knows what you've gone through. And when somebody says something to you, it's their insecurities, it's nothing to do with you. And try not to be so hurt by it. Very difficult, I know, but try. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this is helping you. I'm just trying to get the word out to as many people who need it as possible. So it'd be awesome if you could give me a like, a thumbs up and a share, and a massive shout out to my subscribers. And if you haven't already, it would be great if you could subscribe. And if you're doing so, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos. Thanks once again. Stay safe, stay strong, and we'll chat soon. Bye.